JoJo Siwa slammed for saying she doesn't like the word lesbian. Many fans are upset that queer pop singer JoJo Siwa has stated that she doesn't like the word lesbian. She has stated that she loves dressing girly, and to her, the word lesbian is often associated with masculine women or tomboys. Recently, she said that she just prefers to call herself gay, saying of the term lesbian, quote, "I don't like the word itself. It's just like a lot. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's what I am. It's like the word moist. It's just like, ugh." End quote. Many fans and former fans have reacted to that statement on the internet, slamming her for showing disgust for the word and saying she should have just stated she identified as gay or queer and left it at that.
A lot of people think that I put on a face to the world or I put on an act for the world, but I really did just share who I was with the world. If the world would have worked out for me to come out sooner, then I totally would have, but I never felt a need to. I never even really, realized that I was gay until I realized I was gay, you know? It's not about being comfortable for me with being the face of the LGBTQ young demographic, young age, younglings. It's about being honored with that. It's something that I've been appointed by, not myself, by just the world, calling me a gay icon, calling me this generation's icon. That is an honor that I do not take lightly any day. I am most unapologetic about who I am, about who I love, about what I think, what I feel. I'm just now realizing that I don't need other people's approval to cut my hair. You can be queer and be girly. I think that's a thing, is a lot of times lesbians are taken to be masculine. If you're a lesbian, you're supposed to be, do you want to be a boy? That's not the case. There are plenty of very feminine lesbians. I don't like the word itself. It's just like lesbian. It's just like a lot. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's what I am. So it's like, it just is, it's like the word moist. It's just like, ugh. It's really cool being a teen idol at this age. I'm only 19, and to have millions of people all around the world look up to me, want to be like me, I mean, that just is a feeling that you can't even explain. When people say bad things about you, it's never fun to hear. I'm unfortunately used to it from being on the internet for so long.
Listen, this little girl brought back so much, and she is so popular. She brought back those big old bows in the hair and everything, and everybody was wearing it before she came out. I loved that she was the person that did the first same-sex dance on Dancing with the Stars. That's actually when I first even heard of the girl, to be completely honest, because I'm not a kid watching Disney or wherever she was on, you know, but you're a lesbian. You're an L, girl. You know, if you want to just say you're queer, then just say you're queer, and that's it. But don't belittle the word lesbian in the process.
Yeah.
You know,
she said, you know, she said, I'm a kid. Yeah, you're 19 years old. You're a kid.
Yeah.
So, you know, you don't have really lived experience
Correct.
yet as a lesbian.
Yes.
And I find her talking about the word that way extremely offensive. And if she's calling herself a role model to young people, she needs to, you know, get over that and apologize.
So I'm wondering what's wrong with a woman being masculine or being a tomboy? Like, why are we shutting out our tomboy girls? Like, that's my type, yo. Like,
that was always my type.
Oh my God. Can we not shame our tomboys? I love them and everything they represent. And so for anyone to say that lesbian indicates that you're masculine and tomboy, and somehow that's bad.
Look at this table.
Like, what?
I mean, look at this table.
Yeah.
I'm
but that goes back to what Cindy's saying.
I'm the masculine one.
And please, Butchie. You know, and that's going back to like what Cindy's saying. She doesn't have the experiences yet. You know, I read somewhere that somebody was calling her an icon, bitch.
No.
What? Please, come on.
Icons have underwear her age, bitch.
Right?
You're not an icon. You're
I
a 10.
totally disagree with all of you.
Go for it,
okay.
Karen.
I haven't said
Go.
anything.
Put me in my place. I like it.
I haven't heard Rosemary's comment yet. I mean, she's allowed to have her own opinion, and we have to respect that. And that is her experience. And she is not the only person that doesn't like the word lesbian. She's just the only one that's saying it out loud. And this younger generation feels that they, I mean, she's got 12 million follows on social media. She's known worldwide. She is a mega star. And I think it's okay for her to say that she doesn't like the word lesbian, and that if someone may feel like they're a lesbian, but they don't know what that is, or maybe if they don't like the word, then that's okay.
Yeah.
So I agree with you that it's okay for her to voice her opinion about the word. I feel like she needs to stop short of shaming people around how they present, right?
Yes.
But I'll go to the story that we covered last week about the Fort Pierce restaurant owner, Mr. Reed, and his sign. And I shared that story with a ton of people. So I'm not going to tell you. You have to go watch the show from last week. It's the business takeover from last Thursday. But basically, there was a mention of lesbian dinosaurs. So now
Like a lot of puss.
Yes. Spoiler alert, Faye.
Everybody knows that joke.
Come on.
Yes. Lesbian dinosaur.
So here's the deal. Like, I got so many varied responses to that, right? Like when I told the joke and I said, have you heard this joke before? No. Okay, what's a lesbian dinosaur? What do you call a lesbian dinosaur? A lickalotopus. And you could see people's reactions like on their faces. And I knew right away, like, ooh, that's not going to go well. Right? And it was your wife too. One of them that got right up in my face. And she was like,
mad at
oh, she was mad.
Wow.
And then there were other people, like I was at the table, Jeff Oliverio was at the table, and we had a great conversation about business owners and, their ability to put whatever they want on their sign and all of that. So I guess it comes back to like, who gets to decide? Right? And my rights end where yours begin.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So okay, you don't like the word lesbian. You don't have to call yourself that. You can be queer and I say I'm gay all the time. I'm just gay. I'm gay.
Yeah.
And so I'm fine with that. If you want to be queer or say you're gay or whatever, just let's stop short of shaming people for how they present.
I say we just start calling her a moist lesbian.
Yes.
Why do people not like that word?
It's the number one most hated word in the English language.
Why?
Moist.
Just take that in.
I like
Also, you know what's number 2, which has nothing to do with anything?
Donald Trump.
Slacks.
Oh.
slacks.
Yeah. So just think about that later.
I'm so out of touch. I don't know.
I'm wearing slacks.
Slacks.
So what do you think about
Moist
it,
slacks.
Rosemary?
I'm wearing moist slacks.
I think she has the absolute right to say she doesn't like the word lesbian.
Yeah.
She can't shame people who do, however.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly right. And I think that, for whatever, I don't know that we've come to the place where lesbian doesn't immediately, in people's mind, present a masculine image. I don't know that
What
we've...
about lipstick lesbians?
Well, why are they called lipstick lesbians?
Because they're different
Because
from
the word
regular
lesbian
lesbian.
Would
No,
not
see,
be a lipstick.
that's my whole point, Cindy.
Yeah.
And I don't
Well,
know.
that's why we have butch, femme, right? We have STEM, we have stud, right?
BOI, we have all kinds.
Yes,
Right. And they're describing lesbian,
correct.
Well, I'm still a tomboy at 60. So
No, I love
I'm
that.
a
No.
lesbian.
Oh,
I know we were campaigning for I think it was the human rights ordinance, and some people had come down because we had a lot of political interaction from people around the country because it was the first really big job that was going on like this around the country. And some people were down from, I think, like New Hampshire, Connecticut, someplace like that.
Lesbians.
Lesbians. came down. And so we were all going out to dinner and we were going to meet them and, talk to them. And a lot of people were modeling what we were doing from around the country. So this couple comes down. And as we're walking into the restaurant, one of them says to me, I just think it's so great that you can dress the way you want to dress. So I had a skirt. I might have had a suit on, but I had a skirt and jacket, and whoever I was with was also dressed in a dress. And I said, what do you mean I can dress the way? She said, well, I mean, you can dress in a dress.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I said, can you not dress in a dress?
Right.
And she said, absolutely not. She said, if I'm going to be a lesbian, I have to dress like a man.
Oh, that makes me think of that.
and that,
That's so
and
sad.
I'm like, really? And she said, yes, we're all very in the closet. And I think this was like someplace in Connecticut. And we have a gay bar. And so to go to the gay bar, though, you have to be dressed like a man. Oh, it's a women's bar.
Yeah.
It's a women's bar. Wow. But if you want to be attractive to another Connecticut lesbian,
Right.
you got to dress like a man.
Yeah.
And I said, listen,
That's ridiculous.
I hope that you learn a lot and you take a lot home. I said, because we can dress any way we want.
Right.
Right? Our clothes are not who we are.
Yeah.
And I hope that you can take that message back, that
Right.
you people feel that you have to wear, what she said, jeans and a flannel shirt.
Oh, yeah. Stereotypes.
Wow.
It makes me
If I
think
want to
of-
go out and socialize with my friends, I have to wear jeans and a flannel shirt.
And a mullet. You have to get
Yeah,
have
a mullet.
The girl mullet.
You remember the movie If These Walls Could Talk?
Of
Too?
course.
Right? So there was a story right in the middle of that where there was a lesbian who was presenting very masculine
In the feminist
and
movement.
binding, yes, and they were shaming her, like, we don't have to dress like
They
that
rejected
anymore,
her,
and they
yeah.
rejected her. So interesting.
I can
That's
see
an
how that could be
interesting story.
ingrained in someone's mind.
Yeah, but I love right now, like it's super expensive, let me tell you, but I can dress either way. And I have just kind of come into that fully where, like, when I first realized that I was gay, I went to the Goodwill and I tried on a man's suit. And I was sweating like profusely and having an anxiety attack in the dressing room. Like, because those societal norms or whatever were so ingrained, right? But now, as a 48-year-old woman, I go to Express and I shop in the men's department. And look, I look amazing. But also, on Saturday, I'm going to wear a prom dress and heels. So I love that, being able to go back and forth. So,
I felt so bad for these two girls. I mean, I think that was the first thing. I was just so sad for them.
Yeah.
And I said, listen, you guys, unless you take that step forward, and they're like, well, how do you do it? I said, listen,
You just do it.
yeah.
you got to do it. I mean, we did it in a community that hated gays, that had a anti-gay ordinance. I said, your town doesn't have that.
Yeah.
Your state doesn't have that.
Yep.
All right, so you're already 2 steps ahead of where we were.
Right.
I said, but you just got to do it.
Go be you.
No
Go
one's
be
going to
you.
give you permission. You
Live
just
your
have
best
to
life.
do it.
Yeah.
Right.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.